Hey, what's going on YouTube? Gemini Jets 10 here, and welcome back to another 1 to 400 scale airport update of Springfield-Branson International Airport. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Springfield-Branson is back. As for Austin Zeppelin, which for those of you who don't know is my big fictional airport based in Austin, Texas in the United States, it's too big of a diorama to have set up right now. Springfield-Branson, on the other hand, is a much smaller diorama that I do. It is a fictional airport that is based off a real airport in the United States, in Springfield and Branson, Missouri, in the United States. My take on Springfield-Branson International Airport is an airport that services just a lot more airlines than the actual existing airport does. So we have some European carriers, some Canadian carriers mixed in. Whereas the real Springfield-Branson really just services the main community and flies to, or in airline services, fly to a lot of the bigger airports in the United States. So, O'Hare, DFW, Atlanta, New York, Los Angeles. You really don't see much more than that at the real Springfield-Branson Airport. So this take on that is just a Springfield-Branson that has a lot more airlines servicing it. Where we stand right now, Austin Zeppelin's probably still about a month and a half to 2 months away from being up. However, we are going to be having a huge space built for the airport. It's going to be some space upstairs that I'm going to be able to dedicate to the airport. I'm working on remodeling my home right now, so building that space and dedicating it to the 1 to 400 scale models is something I'm able to fit in. Right now I'm looking at probably about a 20-foot by 8-foot room that is pretty much just going to be dedicated to the model airports, which is going to be Austin Zeppelin and Springfield-Branson. And I may have a separate setup where I'm going to do some other stuff, which I won't reveal right now because it's still in the works and I don't even know if I'll be able to fit it in. But something super duper cool to look forward to here in the next coming months. In my current situation right now, Springfield-Branson International Airport was just a lot more realistic of a diorama to build, which, as you can see, it's a lot smaller than, Austin Zeppelin is and will ever be. So, the terminal, which you see before you, is utilized using one of the buildings from the new Gemini Jets terminal. This diorama features 10 gates, 1 wide-body gate, and 9 narrow-body gates. We have the 4 major United States carriers represented in Southwest, American, United, and Delta, along with 3 international airlines, 2 overseas being British Airways and KLM, and we also represent Air Canada at this airport. So let's not waste much more time, and let's jump right into the airport update. The layout you see before you, by the way, is going to be expanded eventually. I want to be able to fit in a cargo terminal for sure, as well as dedicated hard stands and probably a dedicated area for regional jets. So let's just jump right into it here. We're going to jump over here to the other side of the terminal, starting here at Gate 10, where we have the United 737-900ER in the EcoSky's livery. This aircraft arrived in from San Francisco about 15 to 20 minutes ago, and here in about an hour we'll be heading out to Houston. It's just beginning to get the fuel on, and food is being put on the aircraft as we speak. Right here we have a United Express Embraer 145. This aircraft's operated by Commute Air. This aircraft's going to be heading out to Chicago O'Hare here in about 10 minutes. It arrived in from Chicago O'Hare about an hour and 10 minutes ago. Right here we have an American Eagle Embraer 145 operated by Envoy Air. This aircraft's just pulling into the gate from Chicago O'Hare as well. And here in about an hour and 30 minutes, it's going to be heading back out to Chicago O'Hare. Right here we have an American Airbus A321 getting fully serviced. We got fuel, food, and bags, as well as passengers being loaded onto the aircraft. This aircraft will be heading out to DFW in about half an hour. It arrived in from DFW about 45 minutes ago. Right here we have a Delta 737-900ER. This aircraft arrived in from Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson about an hour and a half ago and is just pushing back right now to head back out to Atlanta. Right here is the Southwest Boeing 737-700 in the Lone Star 1 livery. This aircraft's getting fuel and passengers on board. Came in from Austin Zeppelin International Airport, which is my other airport, and it will be heading out to Dallas Love Field here in about half an hour. Right here we have the absolutely stunning Southwest 737-800 in the new livery, getting bags and food and passengers on board. This aircraft came in from Midway, Chicago Midway, and it will be heading back out to New York LaGuardia here in a little bit. Right here we have the Air Canada Express Q400. This aircraft arrived in from Toronto, Pearson, and it will be heading back out to Toronto, Pearson here in a little bit. This airport update features a ton of new models, by the way, tons of which y'all haven't seen. I have so many I couldn't even point them out because I've continued to collect models even in my time off YouTube. Right here we've got a Delta Connection Embraer 170 operated by Republic Airways. This particular aircraft is going to be heading out to Little Rock, and it came in from Little Rock. Right here we have an Air Canada Express CRJ 900. This aircraft came in from Vancouver, and will be heading out to Vancouver here in a little bit. Right here we've got a British Airways Boeing 787-10. This aircraft's just pushing back to London Heathrow. It arrived in from Heathrow this morning. Jumping over here to the taxiway. Just taxiing to the gate that the other 737-900 is pushing back from. This Delta 737-900ER arrived in from Detroit, and will be heading back out to Detroit here in about an hour and a half. Taxiing to the gate the British Airways 787 is pushing back from is the KLM Airbus A330-300. This aircraft just landed from Amsterdam. And then, to wrap up the update, we've just got some sort of hard stands over here, aircraft parking. This area eventually will become a cargo terminal, but for right now, it's just some aircraft parking. So we've just got a couple of fighter jets hanging out here. Right here, we've got the Boeing E-4B, absolutely gorgeous aircraft. I will not put this in all of my airport updates, but just wanted to toss it out here on the mat, just to have it in an airport update. This aircraft arrived in from Offutt. I believe it's Offutt. I'm pretty sure it's Offutt Air Force Base in Nebraska. That's where all of the Boeing E-4Bs are stationed. And it's just here doing some routine training. The aircraft will remain parked here overnight, and in the morning we'll head back out to Offutt Air Force Base. Chilling back over here is the Delta Connection CRJ 700, also operated by Envoy Air. This aircraft arrived in from New York's LaGuardia this morning and is just resting. It's fixing to get towed to the gate that the Republic E-170 is sitting at, and in a little bit it will head out to New York LaGuardia. And then sitting back here, we've got the United Airbus A319. This aircraft arrived in from Denver this morning, and in a little bit will be towed over to the gate that the 737-900 is sitting at, and this aircraft will head back out to Denver. To wrap up the airport update, we've got the UPS 757-200 freighter. This aircraft is just beginning its takeoff roll, going to be heading out to Louisville. It came in from Louisville early this morning. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you all for joining back on this first airport update on the Gemini Jets 10 YouTube channel in, I think, 3 years. I'm very happy to be bringing the airport updates back. Springfield-Branson is by far one of my favorite airports to represent, simply because I have personal ties to the state of Missouri, and seeing as they really don't have a major international airport except for St. Louis, it is incredibly fun to be able to represent this airport, which is sort of based in the middle of nowhere. And of course, this airport is an airport that's not necessarily a hub and spoke type airport, but it's an airport that exists just namely to service the local communities. So it's really cool, really unique. I love doing this airport. I always have, and that's why we brought it back for the first airport update back in so long. So please, guys, make sure you leave a like on this video if you enjoyed and want to see more airport updates here in the future, especially the Springfield-Branson airport updates. I really hope you guys all enjoyed and hope you'll have a wonderful evening. Thank y'all for watching. Gemini out.